Welcome to Chris and Carlette Live, a podcast about life, love, and overcoming obstacles. Each week, we discuss the good, the bad, and the indifferent of life's interruptions. Now, here's your host, Chris and Carlette.
Keep believing, don't go stressing, keep it moving. God, we're resting, here to help you, here to bless you. With God on our side, CNC Life.
All right, you all, how is everyone doing this lovely November 25th, the couple days before Thanksgiving?
We're good.
I'm
good.
good.
Ready to start cooking.
Yeah, you've been ready to start cooking as of last year this time.
I'm ready to start cooking.
You were coming up with your menu last year this time.
Well, I say what I don't want to repeat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you
From
still
last year.
come up with, y'all, it gets so bad that we're inviting family down, and she's had this, Apple shared note established since last year this time.
That's not.
It is true. It's true. With everybody involved, she's had a shared note with who's supposed to be cooking what, when, where, and how. What ingredients to use, how hot the stove should be,
That's not.
how long to cook. Yeah, it's true. How many pies she's going to make, how many cakes she's going to bake, all that.
Let's change the subject.
Yeah, that's it. I thought so. So how was your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Yes.
I've yet to get some. I need some good sleep.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if that's gonna even happen.
Yeah, because you're excited.
I am.
My bill is coming down.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. We went to Huntsville. We had church at the Beacon Hill Worship Center with Bishop-elect Superintendent Anthony Wheeler.
Lady Sabrina.
And Lady Sabrina, and the kids enjoyed themselves and so forth and so on.
And good dinner with the McKelvins.
Yes, great dinner with the McKelvins. They when you eat over their house, it's a sin because you eat too much. So
Good Southern hospitality.
good Southern hospitality. Yes.
Make the best sweet tea.
Oh yeah, toenails still in it.
Okay, see, that's so gross.
I mean, it's so good that it's like she put a foot in it.
But see, I'm visual.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my toenails in.
That doesn't make it any better.
Yo, we got a good show tonight. I am excited about this show.
No, and I say that seriously.
Can you talk in the mic, please? I'm gonna have to get you the other because you don't like.
I'm gonna act like I'm about to sing a solo.
Yes,
church.
please. Auditioning for Ty Scott.
Testing. Okay. So anyway, no, I am excited about this show because I am seeing the transition, and I'm not gonna start talking about it now. What I'm seeing, and I'm just wondering if what I'm seeing is really what's happening. And I mean, who else to talk to but the man himself? And so let's go ahead and bring him in.
Yes. Well, this is none other than my good friend. Some people think he's my brother from another mother.
Is that true?
Yeah. Sometimes I
Thumbs
think.
up
Well,
if
you can ask him when he comes on the show
Not
live.
true.
Okay.
You know what's so funny? It's when they used to think you was Dr. Scott's
Yeah,
son.
they thought I was Dr. Scott's son. Yep. So this gentleman, Bryant S. Scott, he has an MDiv and MBA and MA. He's a husband, son, father, pastor, psalmist, teacher, and entrepreneur are just a few of his titles that describe one of the most highly respected men in the faith-based entertainment industry today. Bryant Stephen Scott is a loving husband to Tashay Marie Scott and a proud father of 7. I'm going to say that again, 7 beautiful daughters. No boys involved, but he's had all daughters. So he must have did something. No, I'm just playing.
He did something right.
he did something right to be in a household full of women.
He did
I
something right.
tell you. And a proud grandfather of 2 grandsons. Bryant thoroughly immerses his energies into his family, church, community, and career. Bryant and his wife, Tashay, served as lead pastors of the Total Praise and Worship for 8 years and have now launched the Bryant and Tashay Scott Ministries, where they focused on pastoring leaders and running beautifully blending ministries. They are proficient in teaching, exhorting, and coaching. In 2022, Bryant was the first African American elected to serve as president of Church Music Publishers Association, CMPA. The CMPA was founded in 1926 and is the organization where church music publishers come together to share mutual areas of concern regarding copyright information, education, administration, protection, and legislative advocacy, including publishers of almost every major church denomination, as well as other contemporary publishers such as Capital, CMG Publishing, Curb, Award Entertainment, and so much more. As president of Ty Scott Music Film Entertainment, the oldest African-American owned entertainment international faith-based entertainment company, Bryant has created opportunities, influences lives, launched careers, and developed lasting relationship during his career at Ty Scott. And it's so much more, guys, gals. I mean, he sent me like 3 pages worth of bio. So this is the mogul.
That's like, okay, you and my sister-in-law are neck and neck with these.
This is the mogul.
Okay, see, I didn't think that she could be beat or tied.
Let's bring him on.
Here we go. Felicia, he got you. Y'all like neck and neck with these. Hey, and then she said to me, you didn't read all that with a lot of excitement. I'm like, girl, we out here on the pool. We did her show in Florida.
Welcome, Brian Stevens Scott, to the Chris and Carlette live show. How are you doing?
I am tired. No, I'm here. I'm
good. Oh, you tired?
You are tired. We are sorry.
I'm getting a little aged, and my bedtime. I call my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, and he goes to bed at 6 o'clock every night. I'm starting to figure that out. That he's smart.
But what time does he wake up?
He wakes up he has to be at work at 4.
Oh, well, there
that
you
makes
go.
Sense.
Yeah.
So that means he's probably getting up about 2. So 6 to 2 is 8 hours.
I think he works at home, so he gets up at 3.
I know that
is
life.
Funny.
My robe is my uniform. Hello.
Right.
Yes. So it's been probably a few months since we last talked. Probably, maybe, I don't know, 6 months ago. Just checking in. We tend to check in on each other occasionally.
But the last time that they were on the show, him and Tashay were on the show. That was the very first day.
That was our very first.
It was our launch.
Wow. How long ago was that?
That was 4 years ago.
It'd be 5 years in January. 5 years in January.
We've been rolling strong. We had a few breaks in the show just because of my
time
parents.
Of mourning.
Yes. So.
Yeah. Well, just congratulations on your consistency, perseverance, and congratulations. 5 years, that's a lot.
Thank you. No, we have not started a church yet. No, we have not started a church.
This is the church. This is the church of Digital Church. This is the church. He the pastor. I am the co-pastor.
Don't tarry long.
You said don't tarry long. So let's jump right into it. Let me turn that down. I'm just trying to see.
Oh, you saying don't wait too long before starting it? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, I'm saying don't tarry too long.
This is the church. We didn't start it. Hey, we have an altar call. Listen, we're a church that don't take an offering.
I can't say nothing right now.
So guys, gals who's watching, our relationship goes all the way back to approximately circa 2013, 2003. 2003.
Oh, two.
02.
Wow.
02.
Oh, two.
Yes, I always do this. I always credit my video experience to none other than Bryant and Dr. Leonard Scott, because they are the ones who actually got me started in doing video. And and that was down. I don't know if you remember that, Bryant, back in Birmingham.
Yep.
Yep. He said, Brian said,
hymns for America, or hymns.
Yep.
Live from
That's it.
Birmingham. Excuse me.
Here we go. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Yes, all these
Got it.
I've played a part in. Yep. Live. Bishop Leonard Scott, hymns and church songs live from Alabama.
Right.
Yes. I remember that.
And then you worked on Rance Allen. You worked on a lot.
Yeah, Rance Allen. I don't know if it was this one, but it was that, Shirley Murdoch. Did we do Elvis?
Elvis. I think that was right before he left the building.
Oh.
Lucinda Moore. There's the others.
Hymns for the Nation.
Hymns for the Nation. That was in was that in one of them was at Calvary.
That was Bishop. That was Bishop Scott's. What was that? That's the one that had Darwin Hobbs.
Yeah. Yep.
Rachel Lampa.
Yep. Yeah, that her. Lucinda Moore and the Pace Sisters, the Anointed Pace Sisters. So,
oh yeah,
my resume can go a little ways with my discography, I should say.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, but all credit due to Bryant taking a chance on me, which is a good segue to just bring up the conversation. Like we've gone from vinyl all the way to even tapes, and
8-tracks.
8-tracks, right?
That was
right.
before all of that.
A can and a string.
Well, listen.
So,
But I think
wow.
so. Vinyl was here before all that, though, right?
Not before a
8-track?
can and a string, I don't think.
Well, I mean, yeah, that part.
So
I think vinyl was one of the first. I think the first one was probably on a metal canister.
Really? Oh wow. So when Ty Scott was formed, you all were pumping vinyls then, producing vinyls?
Yeah, we were pressing vinyl. Well, I wasn't doing much, but being a child.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, when Ty Scott was born in 1976, vinyl was the major thing that they made. Press vinyl. I can remember Dad taking us to the RCA plant, picking up vinyl on the Pentecostal Ambassadors, Reverend Bill Sawyer, artists like that, bringing them home to the garage, and we spent our weekend packing up records.
Wow!
Just to mail out to radio stations. They call it child, labor now. And the laws against
Right. So when back in those days, how many artists did you have at the time? Like, who was one of your first artists?
The first artist, how Ty Scott got started is, Dad, he was in a rock band. He got saved. He felt music was his God, so he put down music and didn't do it. Church went on a fast, and during that time, God gave him I think 8 or 10 songs that he wrote during that fast. And he's like, Lord, what do I do with these? And he said, Lord released him to do music. And so he got with the church choir director, and they decided to record the church choir. They recorded it and figured they needed a label to put it out on. So his name was Scott. The other guy's name was Tyson. So they formed Ty Scott Records just to put out the Christ Church radio choir.
Wow.
And then from there, people thought they were a real label and started calling them to help them out. So that the rest is history, as they say.
Right. And that's probably that album is probably worth some money, huh?
Hallelujah.
Hey, and the Lord has not stopped calling Dr. Scott or Bishop Scott to do records. Every time I check my email, he has a new album.
He's gonna make him an album.
Hey,
When the God calls him to glory, we gonna still get them emails.
cannot. Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
that
He
is,
could still-
he told me one time, he said, some people, he told his accountant this, his accountant, kept trying to get him to shut the record label down
Uh-huh.
because, he had a nursing home, he had the dental office, and they were making money, and the record company was taking all the money.
Uh-huh.
And the accountant said, "You need to shut this down." And he's like, "Well, what do you like to do?" The accountant said, "I like to golf." He's like, "Well, some people like to golf. I like to make music. This is my hobby. That's what I'm going to do." So, yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow. So how has the music industry changed during your time at Ty Scott Records?
It has changed so much. I mean, the way that music is even consumed now, back in the day when, I was coming up at Ty Scott Records, I really started working full time in the late 80s. We were still vinyl, the 12-inch LP and cassettes. And during the early 2000s, transitioned to CDs. That's the early 90s, transitioned to CDs. And then by the time about 2005, started getting into downloads. But still everything that I'm talking about was based on sales. You would hear something on the radio, you like it, you go spend your $15, $20, $10, whatever. And when it was a download, you spend your $1 to download. But nowadays that's not how people get their music. For the most part, people are not buying music, they're consuming music. So music has changed from a physical piece of product or a digital download that you pay one time for, to more of the television type, broadcast type consumption. So we count on hours now. In order to make money, we need people listening for free. And that's ironic. We need them listening for free a whole lot of times in order to make that same $10. So I think it takes 1,500 streams to equal the sale of one album.
Oh,
Really?
So that's how much things have changed. People don't buy; they consume.
so is that why we're seeing more concerts and tours and stuff? I
think so. I think that in this day and age, in order for an artist to really be viable and to make a living, they have to tour. They have to subsidize. It's all about awareness too. You have to do something to create consumer awareness, not so much so that they can go buy your CD, but they can add you to their playlist. They can get up in the morning and when they put in their Apple, Spotify, or for the Black folks, they get it free on YouTube, whatever they get their music from.
Right. That's true.
That's where we get it, right?
I really like my Apple Music.
You like your Apple Music? God bless you. You subscription based, or you?
No,
Apple, you have to be subscription.
Yeah, you got to be subscription. Yeah.
That's good. And Apple, we'll go into that a little bit further later, but Apple is one of the better payers because of subscription. There's subscription based and there's ad based. Ad based is for people who don't pay, but every now and then you got to see an ad or listen to an ad, and that pays at a different rate than those who are subscription based.
Based on that, like, what challenges has gospel and Christian artists face as the industry transition from physical sales to like streaming?
Well, I've given that a lot of thought, especially during the last 5 years. And what I've discovered is we haven't changed. The model that we're in, the consumption model, has revealed who we are. Let me ask you this. Have you been to a church wedding lately?
A church wedding.
You been to a wedding, anybody's wedding, anybody's reunion?
I'm talking about
church folk, Christian folk.
We conducted one.
Yeah.
Okay. What are they playing at the reception?
Trap music.
Exactly. Or the wobble. Or they're playing some old school, hip hop and R&B. And so, back in the day, we only needed a listener to hear it on the radio enough times in order to like it and then go buy it. Okay. And so we thought that people were saved 7 days a week because, they were spending money on Christian music. what we're finding is that the same listener, the same Christian that listens to gospel music is the same exact person who listens to R&B music.
Okay.
So that has been challenging because we need you listening all the time in order to get that, what I say, 1,500 streams to make up one CD. But if you're only listening to Christian or gospel music on Sunday morning, but the rest of the day or the rest of the week, your playlist is Bruno Mars, it's Earth, Wind, and Fire, is Uncle Charlie Wilson. If it's those things, that's eating into what gospel could be getting. You see what I'm saying? It's not where you spend your money now. It's where you spend your time.
You know what? Now you got me feeling bad because I'll be honest.
Are you talking to Mike?
I barely watch TV. I watch YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching preaching all the time. And you know what's so funny? When I do listen to music, you know whose music I'm listening to?
Whose?
Don Moen.
Okay.
He has YouTube pages of just straight 2 and 3 hours of music. And I put it on there. I can really get some stuff done and get in the zone. Seriously.
Uninterrupted.
I don't
Yeah.
listen to
And
Don
then
Moen.
my second one is Todd Delaney.
Okay, so there we go. We're bringing it on closer home now.
Yes, more on the
You know
set of
I'm just saying. Whoever works for them or is part of their marketing, they have 2 and 3 hours. You can just go to one and listen to them for 2 to 3 hours uninterrupted.
All right. Yeah,
I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
I'm serious. They do.
I'm serious too. I'm trying to make some money.
Right. So let me. I'm not sure if this is okay. Well, I have several questions, but let's deal with that. It has YouTube kind of brought the playing field a little bit even, a little bit more when it comes to making money or earning money. I guess for the label, yes, but so if you have, let's say one of your artists has 1 million views on one of their videos. That translates into money, but then does that translate in money to the artist? Do you give them, or how does that work?
Yes, it's still a royalty structure. Most deals nowadays are closer to distribution deals, or co-ownership, co-investing, or just distribution. So instead of the artist in the olden days getting getting a 10 cent or 10% royalty, they're now getting a bigger chunk because they are also business partners. They're helping, with the production, with their marketing. And most labels have gone to more of a distribution plus mode. So the artist is getting a cut as a business partner when those are played on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, anywhere. But you also mentioned something else, artists, you don't have to be signed to a label. There's a lot of music out there. There's a lot of independent artists who are it's easy to load stuff up onto YouTube, and you can get your stuff on Apple, Spotify without a label. Now it's harder to get the marketing. It's harder to get the fans, the consumers, to know that you're out there, usually without the support of a label. So we're still important.
So how do you feel about?
Please let me ask this.
Okay, go ahead.
So does it help the artist when I add when I'm in my Apple playlist? Apple app, and I click on a song. Does it help them when I add them to my library?
Yeah, if you listen to it,
of
you
course.
listen to your library.
Yeah. I make playlists. Like I got one for prayer. Then I got one that's just like a groove. I got them, and then it's these artists with their songs in there. Yeah, and I put them on.
I'm gonna give you a something that'll blow your mind. So basically, every time you listen to it, you're making them about 1/2 cent.
Wow, that's crazy.
But if we get enough of you, because see, that's the flip side too, is it's not all doom and gloom. Back in the day when we sold that CD, that was it. There was no more money. We got your $10 one time, your $20 one time, and you own that. or you have an unlimited license base. You never own the music, but you own that physical CD with licensed music. You have a license to listen to it as much as you want. Now we get paid every time you listen, but we get paid in these micro cents. And so it just takes a lot of listens. You mentioned YouTube, 1 million views. 1 million views is going to amount, depending on who your distributor is, somewhere between $5,000 and $8,000.
So how do you feel about the role of social media in artist promotion today? Is it a blessing or a burden?
The role of social media,
Mm-hmm.
it could be both. It is definitely a blessing if it's used, correctly.
Mm-hmm.
That's how a lot of the artists are able to gain audience. That is the number one marketing thing right now for artists is social media. Problem with social media is if those who don't know how to use it and don't use it well, it can also have backlash if you're not using it the correct way.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Now let me ask you this: is there a difference after all, everything we've talked about thus far? Is there a difference between secular versus Christian gospel is handled when it comes to deal making? Like, are the secular labels facing the same challenges as well as the gospel side?
Well, they're facing. Everybody has to deal with this new model. So, everybody's distribution or everybody's deals, the forms that they're doing them now are definitely different than they were done decades ago. So, everybody's had to evolve. The challenge for us again has been more so not having the time of the ears, not having people listening enough to amount to credible income. So that is our challenge. And there's always, we do have those who are still doing very well. You have CeCe Winans is doing better than she's ever done in her career right now. You have Maverick City. You have Kirk Franklin. You have these outliers that basically have enough consumption, have enough people listening consistently. But for as many of you, for all of those that I've mentioned, you have hundreds or maybe even thousands of artists who can't, it's crowded out there and they don't know how to get the attention of the people to get the streams necessary to make any real money.
I feel bad. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to be like, well, today is CeCe's day. And then tomorrow is Anthony Brown. And then the next day is Maverick. Maverick gets a lot of play from me.
Now you know something we do in our house that my wife plays music all the time. And so people can, if we can get everybody or a lot of people doing that, just even if you're not listening, if you have Amazon, I was going to say the A word, but A's listening and A would have answered right now. But if you have one of those devices,
right.
And I do. And you know what's so funny? I'll be like, play some music. Do you want to listen to the last one? Well, who was the last one? Don Moen.
Don.
I'm gonna tell Don I found his super fan.
right.
You know who got me on to him? Your father.
Who did?
Your father.
Talking
about really?
Your dad. Yeah. Yep. And then I think what really solidified it is when Bishop Marvin Winans did that album and did 2 songs with him. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm buying a ticket. His music, and then I started hearing people who sang his songs, and it's like, he wrote that? You talking about paid? He has so many people singing his songs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Baby, this ain't about
I'm
Don.
sorry.
So we're gonna have to pay him in a minute.
This hour is endorsed and brought to you by Don Moen.
Right, exactly. So are traditional labels still relevant, or have they been replaced by independent distribution deals? I know we touched on that earlier, but just trying to get to
I would say labels are still important if we evolve. We don't do the same thing we used to do years ago, which is micromanage every part of a recording and of the marketing. We never micromanage their touring and all that kind of stuff. But nowadays it's kind of changed. We don't micromanage the recording aspect. We don't micromanage the marketing. We do more things in partnership. We produce the records in partnership with the artists. We market the albums or the songs or the tracks in partnership with the artists. We also try to get involved with their touring and their merchandising. We try to have our hands everywhere, but not overly aggressive or not too much. So try to treat them as partners.
Wow. Yeah, because I noticed I stopped getting phone calls. Chris, can you help me do this? So I gotta rethink how we get back in.
You know why? Because most of the time now it's artists do a video.
Yeah,
go do it.
Yeah.
Go do it. Now we want to consult with you on who you're using. We want to consult with you on your songs and everything. But you got to take. You guys run businesses. You and if you're putting your money and your time and your energy into something, you want to say in it.
Yeah. And
so that's how things have changed, more so from an artist in the olden days. An artist would just, hey, it's my talent. I'm showing up. I got the voice. I got the, I can definitely sing. I can do these things as an artist. You guys do everything else. Bankroll me, put me with the producers, put me in the studios, find me the songs. After that, market me, get me out. And now it's changed to, no, we're not trying to find somebody that's just super talented. We're trying to find somebody who's business minded and who has the umph. I like to say that is really about, maybe 50% talent and probably 40% get up and go, and 10% you got to have some oil. You got to have something from the Lord on you. But that's what we look for. So we're looking for not just the talent, but those who are go-getters, those who have great ideals for themselves, and those who are going to get up every morning and make me chase them.
I see you have, let's see, what is this? 5, 10, 15, 20, about 22 people signed to Ty Scott. Is that, well, according to your website?
Lord. That might be an old number. Well, I shouldn't say that because maybe they don't know they got cut yet. I'm just playing. I'm being. We probably have about 15 active artists right now.
Okay, well, I'm not going to ask about this particular person. Wait, let me turn that around. Let me see that face. Who is number 3?
Right here?
Yeah, who's that?
Bree.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Bree.
She is so pretty. And she has an amazing voice.
Bree is signed. We're still doing music on Bree. Had a number one song with her this year. We're off to another song that I think is going to go number 1. So Bree, yeah.
Wow.
Bree's.
And she's so pretty.
Bree's with us.
And then your long-lasting artist is Anthony Brown.
Yeah.
Anthony's been with us since 2010. 2000. I think we signed him in 9 or 10. Yeah. But Anthony's been with us a while.
Wow.
He does great with us.
Don't call nobody's name. No.
Okay, I'm scared to call somebody's name. Let's see.
No.
Don't call nobody else's name.
No, don't call nobody.
Oh Lord.
No.
Can I ask one more? Just one more.
No.
Well,
no.
Does DH have a? Is he?
No.
My prodigal son.
In Nashville, in Tennessee, that one. Okay.
Moving on. So, I will say this. I still love that song.
If y'all have any questions,
by Jason Nelson about "Forever is a Long Time."
Which one?
"Forever is a Long Time." That's how.
Okay.
I mean, that's a song that just makes.
Baby, you just called out another one. He might not be.
No, Jason's one of our artists, but that wasn't my song. But I love that song too.
Oh, that song. Oh, it wasn't your song. I'm sorry. See, that's a song that's in rotation.
His big song with us a couple years ago was "Residue."
Residue. Okay.
Oh yes, yeah, that's another song in rotation. I'm giving some money back.
Thank you. I just earned 0.5 cents.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna have a Jason Nelson day. Okay, cool. All right, so this is what I've seen. My boss is here. That's Tracy. Okay, so here's what I think an evolution is happening, maybe with me, but 2 years ago I received, and it was something I wanted, a record player for Christmas. And I love it. And I love going on eBay. I got Walter Hawkins, Love Alive 3. I got Aretha Franklin's Gospel, the 2 albums. I got a Winans. I'm getting songs from the 80s, 70s. I got I was playing, it was from his parents' collection. They had
Now where you buying them at?
eBay.
Okay.
eBay and some of the I just found another record store I need to go back because they had some old classics, some albums I just knew would be like $50 and $60. No, like $15 and $20. I'm not gonna say who it was, but I'm just saying, I'm like, are you kidding me? Let me hurry up and come back. Now, you do run the risk that when you receive them, they are scratched up, or you may hear every other word. I mean, it's the risk you take.
If you have any questions or comments, please put it in the chat.
So, it's no sound like a record player. There is no sound like one. Some try to duplicate that sound on a CD, with the recording and everything. I can appreciate that, but the vinyl itself, blowing off the dust, wiping it down, using some gloves, is worth it for the sound.
Yeah. And vinyl is coming back. Vinyl is physical is going up finally. Every year physical sales go up again, but it's not CDs, it's vinyl. But vinyl is more of I don't want to use, because we're Christians, I don't want to use the word cult, but it's a cultural. It's more young people. It's certain genres, of course, pop, some R&B, but a lot of even some of these they're genres that are not the biggest genres out there that have followings. That's who's buying the vinyl now. Hasn't caught on to gospel yet. We did one piece of vinyl. We did the gospel according to PJ on vinyl. And we did well with it, and we contemplate every year doing more vinyl. It's just trying to find enough Carlettes out there who have a record player.
I can start pushing that too.
Who will commit to go buy an LP for $25, because that's what we have to sell them for.
I do it.
So where do you go purchase one? Like
there's very few. I don't know very many artists in the gospel space that are doing LPs. I think it needs to happen. I think it will sooner than later, as as somebody tests the water to prove that there's enough Carlettes out there who have a record player and who will go spend the money on a piece of vinyl.
I will do it.
We did it with PJ because PJ is an R&B artist who did a gospel project. And so he had a following of people who bought LPs. And so we didn't see it as a big risk, and it paid off.
Wow. Well, I am noticing, I like it. I would like to know more where I can buy that. I will buy that. I love his music. You said the gospel according to PJ Morton?
Yep, we got that. We got that on vinyl. Matter of fact, since you streamed one of my songs and I made 0.5 cent, I'm going to invest in you now, and I'm going to send you a PJ Morton album.
Yes!
Oh, that has made my day. Oh, because I was thinking about
in the mic, baby. In the mic.
I was thinking about bringing the record player downstairs. It's on now.
Oh Lord!
I might have to get a second
can
one.
Can it be here tomorrow?
You asking about what's your FedEx number?
Right. You have one, don't you?
No, I don't have a FedEx number.
I'll text you one. Wow. Okay. Oh, thank you. That is so sweet. No, thank you. I'm serious. I've been doing that, and I just found another record store at our local mall that I'm gonna go back and get some stuff. I even saw some old Christmas I found Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
So you shopping a lot of used records.
I guess I am. But they like in mint condition.
Yeah.
For real. So, but I'm down for new. Absolutely. But who's making it? It goes back to who's making it.
We got to do better, and that's one thing I'm challenging our industry, the gospel industry, to see if we can make more vinyl next year. I think it's time.
I agree.
Are the sales up for record players though too? Like, have you seen really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
I think we should get another one.
You can find a record player quicker than you can find a CD player.
That is true. Although I still have my 25 thing CD player.
Disc changer.
Yeah, disc changer. Right.
Same 25 discs loaded in.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want, that's hard to find, old school,
Mike, I'm gonna have to get
the
this.
old school entertainment center that looked like a big counter. And you open
the
it
piece
up.
of furniture that goes in the living room.
Yes,
Right.
And the record player was in there.
We had one of those.
Yeah, I know. And I want one of those.
My grandparents had one of those.
Do you think they still make them?
I'm sure somebody does somewhere.
Yeah, somebody.
Maybe
I'ma
that's a
find
new
me one.
business. Y'all can start Chris and Carlette
Furniture.
vintage furniture, vintage audio furniture.
See, you know what? Do you know that you put me in business at least once a year? You do.
I know, but y'all avoid the pastoring business. You
This is it. Chris and Carlette Church and God in Christ. He the pastor. I'm the
You ain't got to
executive
be
pastor.
born in. You got to be jumped in.
Well, I'm born and he's jumped in. There you go.
There you go. Crystal Jenkins said that definitely will be investing in more vinyl as millennials is a vibe. Yes.
He's a millennial with a beautiful family.
Tracy Williamson, your former employee, she had a
Tracy.
question. Yes. She says, should gospel concerts mirror secular R&B concerts?
Should they mirror it? I think it's the audience. I'll tell you this. I went to what's the latest tour that was out that had Fred Hammond?
Oh yeah,
Yolanda Adams. What was that tour?
Was it the Love Tour?
The reunion.
The reunion. Okay.
Yeah. Went to that, and I could tell you, because I'd also been to some other concerts that weren't gospel. I could tell you it's the same people.
Wow.
Same people that go to those concerts in those big venues. So from that standpoint, I mean, if you're speaking of, should it be in arenas, stages that a lot of lights, is that the question? Should it mirror in that way?
Clarify your question.
Clarify
Tracy.
your question, Tracy. That's good.
While
What
she
did
does
say?
that, because I know
Say
it's a little slight delay as we're streaming. How do you see gospel music standing out in the broader music industry? Is it still like way behind, or do you see Christian?
Well, we're a subset. I mean, Christian music, when you take all of Christian and gospel music, and I'm just talking about America, it only makes up 2%. That's Christian and gospel. We're a niche, a niche genre or niche genre. And then gospel is a very little part of that. So yeah, we're way behind. But again, it goes towards, what are people listening to? What are they spending their time doing? And I think that's the thing we have to preach, the thing we have to get across to our churches, to our audiences is, remember how Milk, that big commercial, that big campaign they did?
With the mustache?
Yeah, got milk,
Yeah.
Had the mustache. I think we got to have a got gospel. It's something to make people or remind them, make gospel a part of your day. Maybe I just said it.
Make gospel a part of
gospel
your
a part of your day.
You said
heard it first.
You heard it first
on the Chris and Carlette live show.
And we need some of them royalties.
You know You know what? He just said he giving me an album. Now listen. Okay, so this is what she said: performances, dances, clothes, lights, design. So should our concerts mirror how they're doing performances, dances, clothes, lights, design? I mean, personally, Kirk, when I see the
I think culturally you got to be able to reach people. So I think you can go a step too far. I saw somebody put up a video and it had a church convention had a male stripper. I'm like, what are you doing? That's too far. That's a road too far. Mm-hmm. But if your beats are a little bit like theirs, if some of your moves are a little bit like theirs or whatever, too, so people have familiarity. But you have to be careful. We're still dealing with God's music.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
But you can't get everybody with hymns.
That's true.
That is true.
That is true. But I'm gonna say
it's a niche for them, though.
It is a niche.
It is. No, there's a market for it, and there's a place for the. Who does a lot of concerts and they do them well? The quartets.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And be sweating.
Yeah.
But you know what? When you in the valley, I'm sorry. When I'm in the valley, I'm not thinking about stomp.
Right.
Jesus, keep me near to the cross.
Exactly.
I know it was the blood. The blood will never lose its power. That's what carries you.
Yep.
Stomp don't do that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I think we are, as Black people especially, we have great taste, but we have a wide palette. So we can, the history, even the Black church where we come from, we can love God, and we're not supposed to love the world, but we can appreciate some aspects.
I agree.
And
we can appreciate some culture. And so it's to answer the question, I think it's being careful. Being careful.
Or is it, how close can we walk that line without crossing over?
And I think if that's what we're thinking, this is my personal opinion. I think we're off the mark. If that's the way we're approaching things, of how close can I get to a line? I think more so the approach should be, how do I win somebody to Christ?
Right, because that was the other thing I was about to say. Because at the end of the day, if somebody comes to the Lord,
question, which means it's a different motive.
Good. Yes. Okay. Prime example. Chris had to go to a concert. I don't know if I should say who it was, but they did an altar call at the end. You already know who. You know who it is. You know who it is.
Oh, what
concert? First, she was at Cardi B.
No, he had to go recording. He had to do video.
Who was it? Just say who it was.
It was Shirley. Shirley and Zap.
Oh,
and they do
Shirley's an evangelist.
She's an evangelist.
Yeah, and they did an altar call at the end. That threw me. I didn't see that.
She always does that.
You act like I always go to a Shirley Murdoch and Zap Rogers concert. That was my first and only one. And I was floored. I was like, they just did it. Wow. I had never seen it. And people was crying out to God. Now, it was right after, I want to be your man. And it was, then we, really?
But that's just like,
But you know what? She did both versions. She did both versions there. Because she started off with the first one. Then she said, then I woke up and I realized. Oh, I'm sorry.
Now we love Shirley's a Ty Scott artist. We love Shirley.
And I was just like, it was good. It was good. I had never in my life seen that. It was an experience. And I ain't never. I was wild. You can see still now, I have a good memory of it. And I'm like, I ain't never seen that, but it worked.
I love Shirley and Dale too.
It worked.
Dale too. Dale pastor, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they got a church.
Yeah, he been pastor.
Yeah.
Oh, where Carlette has been.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So let me get back. Let's get this train back on the
sorry.
track because
You know
my
what?
wife
I'ma
over
stop
here.
talking. How about that? I'm gonna stop talking.
What qualities do you look for when signing a new artist to Ty Scott?
You know, it's uh,
He just said it.
well. In addition to that, Carlette, I did say that I look for talent. I look for You know, they gotta be go getters, and I look for anointing. But I also look for, do I feel it?
Mm.
Um, you know, you guys are married, and you know, you probably, Chris, you're not the first guy Carlette saw,
Mm-mm.
but something about when you saw each other,
Mm-hmm. Sure
it's
did.
like this works.
I knocked off our feet.
And that's almost the same thing. We've passed on artists that, you know, some are huge now,
Yeah.
and some people have passed on artists we have, and I used to beat myself up, you know, for passing on a certain artist, and then the Lord revealed to me one day, it was like, you think, you know, it's not guaranteed they would have had the same level of success with you,
Mm.
Maybe it's
because
just not a good
maybe
fit.
that wasn't the marriage that was supposed to be. It's I
Wow.
think so. Part of it, I guess, is chemistry too.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody's not
wisdom.
for me.
You just shared some wisdom right there.
Yeah. And
That's good.
there's some, and here's another piece. There's some artists that we have that don't sell anything.
Mhm.
That you know, I believe they're artists. I believe in their ministry. I believe in their anointing. And it's not just about what they produce. Some things I believe I'm supposed to walk alongside of them, you know, in this journey.
I see Nakia Blakely. She's Nakia Hammonds, her maiden name. She was on, but I don't know if you remember when she came. I invited her and her sisters. Speaking of which, I invited her and her sisters down to the Indianapolis, and it was 3 of them, and they sang at the nursing home.
It was a church.
Wow. Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
nursing home was a church.
Yep. I don't know if you remember that, but I was trying to get them a record deal. Sure was.
No, what was funny is when we would go at the time when I was the administrator for Bishop on the music side, and we would go somewhere and people slipping you their CD, and I've come back with a few to say, I was told to get this to y'all. oh, that was the weirdest. I would feel so bad, like, oh, don't do this. Don't do this. I can't get you nowhere.
that happens. It happens a lot.
So what advice do you have for artists who are trying to make their own music heard in a crowded digital space?
I would say that especially for if you're a gospel artist or a Christian artist, if you feel it's a calling of God, there shouldn't be anything that dissuades you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're called by God to do it, I would say this to anybody who is starting a church, who's that they're a preacher or they're starting an evangelistic ministry. If God called you to it, you know, who cares that you only got 5 people now? Did God call you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, you got 25 1 week, 1,000, you know, whatever that number is it really about the numbers, or is it about the calling and trying to perfect the craft that God has called you to? Same thing with music. I believe if God has called you, nothing should get in your way, and you should be out there working it as unto the Lord, and realizing that if God called you to this, the end result shouldn't be money. Money is a byproduct, but the end result should be, how effective are you in ministry and changing people's lives by using your gift. So,
Tracy had a question.
Yeah.
Were you about to say something else?
I was just saying that, again, it's about perspective. If you're going about things with the right perspective, it changes your definition of success, of outcomes.
Wow. She said, is gospel hip hop on the rise?
That is a good question. I'm not sure. Um, I know it. I know that Lecrae had some, pretty big success just a few years ago. I have not really seen the numbers from Christian, or they call it Christian hip hop. Haven't really seen explosive numbers since the times of Lecrae here recently. So,
Wow.
I like him. He's on the playlist too.
He's getting 0.5 cents.
give Lecrae his 0.5 cent. Listen to him real quick.
Right. What are some common
Get a million of you to do it, we might be good.
Yeah, right. What are some common mistakes new artists make when trying to build their careers?
Oh.
Trying to be somebody else.
Ooh.
Trying to be somebody else. When people call me and say I'm the next Rance Allen, I'm like, I already have Rance Allen.
Wow.
I can see
I want
that.
you to be the best. When we discovered John Key, he wasn't trying to be nobody but John Key. When we discovered Dietrich Haddon, he wasn't trying to be nobody. No, that he was trying to be Michael Jackson and Prince rolled up into one ball. But it was nobody in gospel.
Can Dietrich dance like them?
Yeah,
he could.
Yes,
really?
he can.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. When we came for your 50th party, he rocked the show. That DJ he had, the bomb.
Oh yeah,
the
DJ
bomb.
Stone,
In the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. He can hear me. Man, oh yeah, he's good. I'm sorry. Cause like Dietrich's 7, the album 7, one of my favorites.
Well, spoiler alert, we're putting out Chainbreaker 2.5 next year.
Really?
Which is basically the 25th anniversary of Chainbreaker. So all these songs have been remade. Matter of fact, coming out in just 3 weeks.
News alert.
First single is dropping, and y'all never believe who did the first duet with Dietrich.
Somebody secular or gospel or Christian?
Dietrich and Demita.
I was about to say Demita.
Oh, no.
I was about to say Demita.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
That's the first name that came to my mind.
Wait a minute. I got to drop the mic.
Boom.
Drop the mic. Are you kidding me?
No, dead serious.
What's his name say about that?
What's his name?
I'm being messy.
Yeah, you are. So we're going to stop. We're going to stop. That's what we're going to do. We're going to stop.
What was
Stop. We're going to stop. If we can't figure it out, there's a reason. So we're going to move on. Well, we're happy about that because I'm going to tell you, they fit like peanut butter and jelly.
They did it. It was, and so we did bring in, it's Tasha Page Lockhart, Demita, and Dietrich Haddon.
Wow.
And they did a remake of Hold On to Your Faith.
What?
Wow.
And it is the bomb.
Dietrich was the first to get us folks to start headbanging with Chainbreaker. He did. Had us, because I was...
he took us to the moon and back.
He took us to the moon.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Church on the moon. Yeah. Yep. Hello, Mr. Dietrich. What would you like to go today?
Trying to find a picture if I could splash it on here.
Okay, Crystal said the early 2000s, Dietrich was a showstopper. And that was in one of his songs. Uh-oh. We do not have rights to this music, but he's on here.
Okay.
So
there it is. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. I see.
Breaking news.
Right here. First release. No.
Wow.
Interesting. Wow. Just a couple more questions. So
It was way past my bedtime.
it's way past. Okay, this is the last one. So, what are you doing now especially with the what is this? The CMPA?
Oh, okay. I'm just a board member now. I mean, I did serve as the first African American president of that organization. But yeah, it's a great organization. We advocate for Christian and gospel songs, for all church songs. I mean, it's not just what you hear on the radio. We represent the Catholic Church. We represent all hymnals. We represent any song that is faith-based, that is Christian.
Wow.
So, and our role is really to advocate for better royalties, better rates, better conditions, for our publishing members.
Wow. So keep streaming your playlist, Carlette, so you can
Listen, I'm about to have a Dietrich day.
I was trying to get Dietrich on the show.
I got another half cent for Dietrich. Thank you.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I've been trying to get him on the show, but he's so busy. I'm just like, man, he stood me up one time. Yeah, I'll be on there. Never heard back from him. But anyway.
But we
Dietrich,
enjoyed going to his church when we were living in California. We visited there a couple of times. They have church. He have storefront church. Like,
I was a little
they're
scared.
not in a storefront, but he has church.
Yeah.
He was
like in an industrial district type.
Yeah,
but he was in Compton.
Watts.
He was in Watts for a minute, and I was like, and
we went to Watts. We went to Watts.
Oh, this was around Super Bowl time, and he had dressed up with a costume with Super Bowl. I was like, Dietrich, what are you doing, dude? But anyway, man, I know it's your bedtime. We don't want to hold just 10 o'clock. Any last words for artists? Anything that's on your heart that God placed on your heart? Feel free to share it.
This is just it's a different season. Growing up, you would hear these are the last days and things are getting bad, but this is really a different season. Not just our country, but the world, but especially our country. And I just want to remind everybody that God didn't wake up on November on that Wednesday morning, scratching his head, wondering what happened.
Exactly.
No matter who your choice was for president, no matter who's in control of the Senate,
right,
the Congress, the Supreme Court, God is still in control.
Yep.
And I admonish you, especially if you're faith-based and you believe in Jesus, keep the faith. And here's the last little nugget: love your enemy. Why do I say that? The Bible says, love your neighbor as yourselves. And if you go to that scripture and you see the very next question they asked was, well, who is my neighbor? And he basically gave them the Good Samaritan parable. And if you know anything about the Samaritans, they were the enemies. They were those that you don't like. And so basically when he says love your neighbor as yourself, he's saying love those who don't think like you. Love those who get on your nerves. Love those who you think are out to get you. And as Bishop T. Gary Benjamin, when I was in seminary, he taught us, he said, God gave you all a great commission, and that is to love the hell out of people.
Yeah. Gotta love them.
That's good.
Gotta love them.
That's good.
Gotta love the hell out of them.
Hell.
Out of them. Get it out. which
in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. Love them.
Yeah.
So that's my word.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, Bryant. It's been a pleasure. Would love your enemy. A whole other level of, I don't know, what does it say? Maturity. Whole level of maturity. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you, Crystal. But thank you, Bryant, for taking the time out to talk with us, to give us your insight on the music industry. Yeah. We appreciate you. We love you as if you were my brother, our brother.
You are my brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And you're my sister.
I am. That's why we look alike.
Now, how are my nephews and niece doing?
You know what? Doing good. We got some news to tell you.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So we have to tell you later.
Whenever you tell us to call, we got news to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. Well, man, you take it easy. We will talk to you at a later time, later date. So tell everybody.
Call your parents and tell them too. Yep.
Tell everybody we said hello and that we love them as well.
Yep. It's big.
Yeah. So she's cried many times.
Now you acting like my mama.
Tell your
I don't
wife
want to tell
we
it, but
love-
I'm ready to tell it. Give me 3 more minutes.
I mean, we'll call you back. We'll
Yeah.
call you as soon as we
All
say
right.
amen. We're gonna call you
All
right
right.
back. All right.
Okay.
Love
All right.
y'all.
Love
Thank you.
Okay.
God
Bye-bye.
bless.
That was amazing.
There you go. There you go.
Yay.
Yes, yes. Bryant Steven Scott
Yep.
with Ty Scott Records.
Well, he
you
about
heard-
to go to bed, so we ain't gonna linger long.
Yes.
But like I tell y'all every week, seek the face of God. We love you all, but call on the name of Jesus. He just said it. He was like, he just said it, and I want to say Maranatha, which means the Lord is coming.
Yes. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube page. I need to boost up these subscribers, so share it. Please share and tell them to subscribe, please. But other than that, we thank you all, and
Keep praying,
Yes.
stay prayerful.
until next time, we will talk to you later. Peace.
Thanks for joining us this week on Chris and Carlette Live. Make sure to visit our website, chrisandcarlette.com. If you're on Facebook, share this broadcast. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to our show. You may also find us on Apple Podcast, where you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. Let us stay in contact with you by texting CNC Live to 474747. That's CNC Live to 474747.
CNC Live.